There's a product sitting in almost every Japanese garage that costs less than $2, and it's quietly doing the job of 6 expensive chemicals that American drivers are spending a fortune on every single year. This isn't a gimmick, and it isn't a shortcut. It's a decades-old practice rooted in Japanese mechanical culture, where resourcefulness and precision matter more than marketing, and where the results speak through cars that simply never seem to age. Every use case in this video is specific, proven, and practical. And the final application is the one that will genuinely change how you think about car maintenance economics, because it targets something most drivers pay a specialist to handle every single time. If Car Care Nest has ever saved you money on a repair or a product you didn't actually need, subscribe, because that's exactly what this channel was built to do. Number 1. Replaces door hinge and latch lubricant. Every car door hinge and latch mechanism is a precision pivot point operating under constant load, and the moment lubrication fails at those points, the degradation begins faster than most drivers realize. Hinges start to creak, then grind, then wear unevenly, until the door begins to sag and no longer closes with that solid, satisfying click that signals a well-maintained vehicle. Most drivers reach for a can of WD-40 at this point, which is exactly the wrong move. WD-40 is a water displacer and a solvent, not a lubricant, and it evaporates quickly, leaving the metal drier than before within days. White lithium grease, applied to hinge pins and latch mechanisms, bonds to the metal surface, stays in place under load, and provides long-term lubrication that survives heat cycles, rain, and daily use without washing away or evaporating. Japanese mechanics apply it to every hinge during monthly inspections, and their doors close perfectly for the life of the vehicle. But hinges are just the beginning of where this product quietly outperforms products that cost 10 times as much. Number 2. Replaces rubber seal and weather strip conditioner. The rubber seals running around every door, window, trunk, and sunroof opening on your car are doing 2 critical jobs simultaneously, keeping weather out and keeping cabin noise down. And rubber, left untreated, ages in a very specific and very preventable way. It dries out, loses elasticity, begins to crack along the surface, and eventually hardens into a stiff strip that no longer compresses properly against the door frame. When that happens, wind noise enters the cabin, water finds its way into door cavities and trunk floors, and in cold climates, rubber seals freeze and bond to the door frame, tearing away when the door is forced open. Dedicated rubber conditioner products in automotive stores are often petroleum-based and actually accelerate long-term rubber degradation despite the short-term softening effect. White lithium grease, applied thinly along rubber weather stripping, conditions the surface, maintains flexibility, prevents freezing, and extends seal life dramatically. Japanese workshops treat every seal on every car during seasonal maintenance, and those seals outlast the vehicles in lesser-maintained markets by years. What comes next is a use case most drivers have never considered, and it directly affects fuel economy. Number 3. Replaces throttle cable and accelerator linkage lubricant. On older vehicles with mechanical throttle cables, and even on newer vehicles with throttle linkage components connecting the pedal assembly to the firewall, friction is a constant and silent enemy. A throttle cable that runs dry develops internal wire strand fraying and sheath wear that creates resistance, making the pedal feel stiff, causing inconsistent throttle response, and in advanced cases, causing a cable that sticks open or closed under temperature extremes. Specialized throttle cable lubricants exist in automotive stores and carry a premium price tag for what is ultimately a product performing a single function. White lithium grease applied along the cable housing and at both pivot ends of any accelerator linkage reduces friction, prevents moisture intrusion that causes internal corrosion, and maintains smooth, consistent pedal feel across all temperatures. Japanese mechanics treat cable systems as a standard part of their lubrication schedule because they understand that smooth throttle response is not just a comfort issue, it's a precision and safety issue. And the next application moves away from the engine bay entirely into a system that fails silently and expensively. Number 4. Replaces brake caliper slide pin lubricant. This is where the conversation moves from convenience to safety, and where white lithium grease earns its place in the workshop with complete authority. Brake caliper slide pins are the steel pins that allow the caliper body to float and self-center over the rotor as the pads wear. They operate inside rubber boots under extreme heat cycles, exposed to road salt, moisture, and brake dust. And when they seize, the consequences range from uneven brake pad wear to a caliper that drags constantly, overheating the rotor and the wheel bearing on that corner of the car. Dedicated caliper slide pin lubricant is sold in small tubes at significant cost per application. White lithium grease, which is heat-stable, non-petroleum-based, and compatible with rubber boots, performs identically when applied correctly to cleaned and inspected slide pins during brake service. Japanese brake technicians clean and re-grease slide pins every time brake pads are inspected, not just replaced. Because a seized slide pin never announces itself until the damage is already done and the repair bill has already multiplied. The next application is something every driver does weekly and almost no one lubricates correctly. Number 5. Replaces window track and regulator lubricant. Power windows operate through a regulator mechanism, either scissor style or cable driven, running inside a door cavity that collects moisture, dust, and road grime every single day. The window glass itself rides in rubber-lined tracks on both sides, and those trucks need lubrication to allow smooth, consistent movement without placing excessive load on the window motor. When tracks run dry, the motor strains. And a straining window motor draws excess current, heats its windings, and burns out in a fraction of its designed service life. Window regulator lubricants sold in specialty stores is marketed as a premium product, but white lithium grease applied along the track channels and at the regulator pivot points performs the same function at a fraction of the cost. Japanese mechanics pull door panels during scheduled maintenance and service the entire window mechanism as a preventive measure, keeping motors running freely for decades. But the final application in this video is the one that saves drivers the most money per use, because it replaces a product most people hand over to a specialist without question. Number 6. Replaces sunroof track and drain channel lubricant. Sunroofs are the most maintenance-neglected feature on any car that has one, and the repair bills that come from that neglect are some of the most expensive and avoidable costs in automotive ownership. The sunroof panel rides on a track system with multiple pivot points and guide rails, all of which require lubrication to operate smoothly and seal correctly. When those tracks run dry, the panel begins to bind, the motor strains against the resistance, and the seal lip around the glass drags and deforms rather than sliding cleanly. Specialized sunroof track lubricants exist, sold in small quantities at disproportionate prices. White lithium grease applied sparingly along the full track length, at pivot points, and along the front drain channel edges keeps the mechanism operating exactly as engineered. Japanese workshop culture treats the sunroof track as a lubrication point during every major service interval, because a sunroof that binds becomes a sunroof that breaks, and a sunroof motor replacement is never a small bill. $2 of white lithium grease, applied consistently, makes that bill disappear permanently from your maintenance calendar. $2. 6 applications. Decades of proven performance inside the most disciplined automotive maintenance culture in the world. That is the entire story of white lithium grease, and it's a story that the automotive chemical marketing industry works very hard to keep you from hearing. Because the moment drivers understand that one correctly chosen product can replace a shelf full of specialized sprays and tubes, the economics of car maintenance shift completely in the driver's favor. Japanese mechanics didn't arrive at this through a shortcut. They arrived at it through experience, through precision, and through a deep respect for understanding what a material actually does rather than what a label claims it does. That philosophy is available to every driver watching this right now. Find white lithium grease, learn its applications, and start eliminating the products you never actually needed. Subscribe to Car Care Nest, because every video on this channel is built on exactly that same philosophy.